girls with their nails done now.
Hi guys, you're watching Superbike Queen, and today we are here in Society Motors with legendary Saska Totaro, and you are three-time Superbike champion. Can you tell us more about you?
Welcome, first of all, to Society Motors. Started by loving motorcycles since I was a kid. I get on the bike when I was around 8 years old. It was a friend's bike. It was actually not in Italy. It was in Africa, South Africa. That's where the love of the bike started for me. I started off-road and then I moved on to superbikes later. So I've been in the industry for more than 20 years. Yes, I've won the three times champion in UAE with a superbike. Actually super sport and super sport. I mean super stock. That's a different category. And since then, I've been working for different Italian brands, and I'm just loving it. It's my passion, so I can't ask for better.
You love Italian motorcycles.
Yes, yes. I love motorcycles in general, but obviously being Italian, I adore the Italian brands. You know, the Aprilia, the Ducati, and Agusta, but the Aprilia is my favorite right now. I'm actually general manager of Society Motors. Society Motors has a Piaggio Group. The Piaggio Group is part of, it owns Aprilia, Vespa, and Moto Guzzi. So those are the three brands that we have now.
Here I see a lot of Aprilia bikes.
Yes.
This one looks amazing. Can you tell more about this?
Sure. Okay, this is a very special motorcycle. It's actually very special, and you don't really get many naked superbikes. It's called naked because it doesn't have a full fairing like all the other superbikes.
Yes.
It's called the Tuono 1100X. It's number 7 out of 30 made worldwide. It's a very special.
30.
Yes, only 30 made in the world. You know, it's a collector's item, obviously being very limited. It has 220 horsepower. It's got full carbon fairings on with lots of electronics, including the IMU system. It's an inertial measuring unit. So it actually measures the pitching, the acceleration, the leaning angles. Plus it has ABS, traction control, wheelie control, quick shifter up and down, and lots of other racing spec parts like the Brembo, GP4s, brakes, and some other carbon bits and pieces added onto the bike, the full racing Akrapovic exhaust, and the weight of the bike is around 143 kilograms. It's got electronic suspension because you can actually, if you want, put it on the road. However, it comes out the factory as a racing bike, so it's not advisable if you really want to enjoy it to go on the track rather than the road, because that's where they're meant to be, these bikes. So this is the Tuono X. It's only piece in UAE, and it's a 2021 model, and they didn't make any after this. So it's very, very special motorcycle, very limited. It's got the aero package also. If the wings, not many people know about this. Well, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it in MotoGP. So all these aero packages, why they actually put these wings on, it's mainly to make more downforce on the bike. So the bike, the more downforce it has, obviously the handling becomes better, the braking becomes better, and you also get higher top speeds and more stability on the motorcycle. So that's why it has all this aero package in the front. The paint job is a very special paint job. It's got less drag and aeroflow. So it's a very, very special machine, this, very special.
And how is Aprilia doing in the racing world right now?
Well, Aprilia has a very big history in racing. They started many, many years ago. I will just tell you the more recent years. So they were, before they had champions like Valentino Rossi winning with the 125 Aprilia, 250 Aprilia, Max Biaggi with the 250 Aprilia, Simoncelli. So there's a lot of riders that have won with Aprilia when it was still in the two-stroke era with the 125 and 250s. And also they went to 500s. Later on, when MotoGP came in, they had an RS Cube. It was the first 3-cylinder with pneumatic valves. They entered the championship with that configuration of engine. It was a very complicated bike to set up. It had a lot of power, but it was very complicated because the pneumatic valves came from Formula One technology. They were the top 3 last year in the MotoGP with Alex Espargaro, and they're doing really, really well this year also. Again, there will be some news towards the end of the year that they're going to be joining with the World Superbikes again as an official team. So it will be an Aprilia official team with RSV4 next year. It will be an 1100cc motorcycle because they're opening up a bit of the regulations now. Before there were only 1000cc racing. Next year it's going to be changed to 1100cc. So they are coming back officially next year in the World Superbikes.
And these Superbikes here, they look like a race bike.
Yes, these are actually our top-of-the-range Superbikes. They're homologated for the road. But it's called the RSV4 Factory, 1100 V4 Factory. It's our top-of-the-range superbike that, with a few modifications, you can literally have it race-ready. It has 217 horsepower, traction control, ABS, 5 different maps, cruise control, cornering ABS. It's got so many electronics. The electronic package is top-notch, together with some other brands. It's got the top-of-the-range Stylema Brembos. The bike is actually an amazing bike. If you want to go on the track and you want to really have the top-of-the-range electronics, you can just buy a bike like this, take the mirrors off, take the fairing off, put racing fairings, racing brakes and an exhaust, and the bike is ready. Compared to other competitors, it's literally a race-ready motorcycle. You don't have to do many modifications to it. As it comes, it's got everything that you need. It's got the oil and suspension, also front and rear, steering damper. It's an amazing motorcycle. Like I was saying, it's got 217 horsepower. However, that must not scare some of the newer riders, because these new modern superbikes, they're actually very progressive the way they ride, and you have the different maps. So when we say different maps or riding modes, what it means is you can actually change the mode of the bike, so the bike can become a very docile motorcycle with less horsepower in the city, with the top electronics on, or otherwise it can become like a racing machine if you put it on race mode or time attack. It's also got a launch control, so if anyone wants to do a good start for a race, it has that incorporated in all the electronics. It weighs around 175 kilograms. Amazing machine. We have the 3 colors here. As you can see, we've just taken a couple of things off that bike, and that's what it looks like if you want to take it to the track, literally. We've taken the mirrors off, and we've taken the tail piece off, and it's a racing bike. The only thing you can do is just to add a bit more performance, if you would like more performance, although they have so much power, is just put on a Krapovic full racing exhaust, and off you go to the track. In full safety also.
Here we are at Dubai Autodrome with Aprilia RS4 Factory 1100, and Saska is gonna do a hot lap.
So, Sandra, we're here now at the Moto Guzzi section. So this is it's the new bike just arrived from Italy. It's a 2024 model. It's called the V100 Mandello. Mandello is the name of where they actually produce the bikes in Italy. It's near Milan. The V100 is a very particular motorcycle. Why? Because it's the first liquid-cooled engine from Moto Guzzi in the recent years. And it has a brand new engine platform. So literally the new platform is so much more compact, and it's got a bigger cc. So it's 1049 cc's with 110 horsepower. It's very beautiful looking bike. It's a sport tourer, so you can do touring and a bit of sports. Super comfortable motorcycle. It has one very big particularity, this bike, that a lot of other bikes don't have. Nowadays, in the motor world, we see a lot of bikes with aerodynamics. So a lot of bikes have wings, but those are mainly the purpose of those is just for like downforce, you know, especially for the big super bikes. However, this one has adaptive aerodynamics. So what it means is that it's got winglets that open up at different speeds. So you change the different modes and then the winglets open up.
They open up from a button?
Yes, yes. So literally when you change the mode, you know, you go from like say urban to touring to sports, it'll open up the wings at different speeds, but it's fully customizable. So you can have them always open or always closed, or you can choose the speed that you want them to come up. The purpose of these winglets is to, when the faster you go, the more wind you will be getting on your body and your legs, especially when you're sitting down in a position. So these winglets open up sideways, so they actually deviate the actual airflow around the person. So that's the main purpose of the bike. Plus it's got a adaptive, also you can adjust your windscreen automatically going up and down. So that's the big particularity of the V100. You get two models. You get the V100S and the V100. The differences are the V100 has normal suspension, fully adjustable, but manual suspension, front and rear with a preload, and it does not have a quick shifter. The V100S has a full oil-in suspension, front and rear, with a quick shifter and a Bluetooth integrated system, plus it has also heated grips. It's a very nice bike. Massive write-ups on this bike, very positive reviews. So we're super happy to have it in the country. These are the first ones in the Middle East, and we have all the colors available. So
what colors you have?
Yeah, we have this gray and green color. Then we have another gray and black color that we just left it in our workshop for now. And then we have a red one with the gold wheels, and we have a white demo. So by the way, anyone wants to come and demo the bike,
white?
Full white with the gold wheels. It's very nice looking bike, and it will be available to do if anyone wants to do a demo, they're all welcome. And yourself also, anyone that wants to come, they will be available to do that.
Yes.
The bike also, just a quick one, sorry. It has 110 horsepower, and it has a big torquey engine. So it's very capable of doing a lot of sport riding also. A lot of people might think 110 horsepower is not a lot, but I can guarantee you with a big 90-degree twin-cylinder engine, you always got power on every gear that you are on. So very interesting motorcycle.
Yeah, this sounds very exciting to ride, especially those wings.
Yes.
I can't wait to see how they
how they open up.
Yes. That's really cool.
So this is we just moved on to the new other range of Moto Guzzi that we have in stock. This is the V7 Stone. It's a very popular bike in Europe, and it's actually one of the most sold bikes in Europe. Why? Because it's a cafe racer, so you can actually add on some bits and pieces here and there, and the bike completely changes its look. It's also a very good price on the bike. I won't disclose the price because we want people to come and see us here, but it's a really funky bike, I call it, because it has a 850cc engine with around 60 horsepower. And on this one here particular, the same as the other one that I will show you later, we've added on a couple of accessories. So it's got a flat handlebar, and it's got some add-on smaller Moto Guzzi factory mirrors.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, retro. And then we have the new racing seats. So literally with these three accessories, if you look at the standard model versus this, it actually looks like a completely different bike.
Yes.
So the bike, again, it's got an 850 engine, 90-degree twin-cylinder engine, traction control, ABS, very, very easy bike, even for first-timers to ride. But it's at the same time, it's not a boring bike. It's a super exciting bike because it's a real classic motorcycle. It has a prop shaft. So that particularity of the Moto Guzzi is when you accelerate, the bike does a bit of this. You know, it's very, very particular. It's got all the LED lights, fuel consumption very good, and an amazing bike for first timers. It gives you a lot of confidence because you can put your feet on the ground.
Yeah, I think it's great for shorter people.
Yes, it's very, very nice. And like I said, they also do a Cafe Racer trophy in Italy with it. So for the guys that like a bit more racy Cafe Racers, you can buy kit overseas from the factory, obviously, from us. You can order it, and we can fit it on the bike, and they can go and have some fun on the track with these kind of bikes.
That's very cool. What's the first thing usually people change on this bike?
So now we just changed the handlebars because the other handlebars are a little bit taller. However, you can put different kind of handlebars on the bike. Plus, if you need to go on the track, like we were saying, or you want to make it a bit more sporty, you just buy a set of clip-ons. The clip-ons are the handlebars that they have on the Superbike. So they have those little clip-ons on the side. They're called clip-ons because they clip onto the actual front suspension.
Yes.
And then you obviously would change the rear suspension. You would change the exhaust pipe, a couple of accessories, take off the rear mud guard, and the bike becomes like a nice Cafe Racer, you know, like a nice racer, let's say it like that, yeah.
I like it's very clean look, like there is not much going on here. It's just like a very simple.
Yeah.
And also the exhaust, it's like
two double exhausts, yes.
Does it make it louder that it has two exhausts?
Well, yeah, in a way, yes, because if you change the silencers and put the racing silencers, it'll definitely be louder with two exhausts instead of one. And it's just also about the look, but you can put the side two exhausts, or there's options that you can put one exhaust only. However, that depends on the client. You can. There is some aftermarket builders that do the one exhaust on the one side, or two in one and two. You know, the different kind of configurations you can do on the bike. But yes, it's a lot of fun. The bike is very well built, very solid. And like you said, it's a very clean, classic motorcycle. Not too many wires here and there. So very, very nice bike. V7 Stone Moto Guzzi.
Yeah, definitely.
This is one of our classic Moto Guzzis that we also have in our range. It's the V85 TT. And it's our, let's call it adventure, touring traveler, as why it says TT. It's a very, very solidly built motorcycle. It looks like a very big bike, but at the end of the day, it's a super light bike for what it is. And it's very low as well with the seating position. So a lot of people that are looking at going into adventure biking, this is actually a super comfortable motorcycle to tour with and to do a bit of adventure. It has all the electronics. So it's got the cruise control. That's a big point for Moto Guzzi, because when you're touring, you want to have a cruise control, especially when you have a lot of straight roads. It has a traction control. It has 4 different modes that you can change. So you have the rain mode, the urban mode, the touring mode, and the sport mode. Plus, it's got a full TFT display. It's a 850cc engine, the same as the V7. It's just obviously differently mapped. And we're looking at about 80 horsepower on the motorcycle. It's, like I said, a very comfortable ride. If you're thinking of riding two up, or if you want to bring your wife or your boyfriend or husband, you can ride together through any sort of terrain. This bike here, we've actually sold quite a few here in UAE, and they are, all the guys are very happy about it, because even the engine itself that has a low maintenance. It's air-cooled, so you don't have to really do much to the bike. And it has a prop shaft exactly like the V7 and exactly like the V100. So the prop shaft obviously is less maintenance than a chain-driven bike. This bike here has also a very big tank. It's got a 22-liter tank, and you can do about 350 kilometers with it. So it's very, very long-range motorcycle. I highly recommend it for all the guys that are looking at getting something that you don't have to spend a crazy amount of money for an adventure bike. The V85 will do exactly what you need for traveling and touring.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this bike. I have exactly the same bike in Estonia.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love taking long rides with this because I feel like for longer rides, this is very comfortable riding position, and also having a passenger on that bike is really like you don't even feel the passenger because the bike is quite heavy, but when you're riding, you don't feel it at all.
Yes. Yes, the handling is yeah, when you're obviously standing with a bike, it feels a bit heavier, but when you actually get going, it's super stable motorcycle and quite agile for what it is. And like you said, when you're riding two up, it's very comfortable because the seat space is big, and you don't really feel the passenger bothering you like it could do on the bigger bikes where they have a smaller seat. So yeah, this is a very, very nice motorcycle to start off with your adventure riding.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good for beginners too.
Yes. Sandra, I see you already sitting on the Vespa, the iconic Vespa.
My first time on
what do you think? What do you think?
On scooter. I think it feels definitely very weird because the sitting position, like the legs are so together. It doesn't feel like motorcycle.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a scooter. The Vespa is like an iconic scooter. I think the Vespa was one of the first scooters in the world to come out, and they were using it in Italy for people to go to work and that. So it's like a multi-purpose scooter. Let's call it like that.
Yes.
It's this is actually the Justin Bieber edition, limited edition. That's why he actually designed the color and the flames on it for Vespa. It has some special wheels, you know, with a white rubber band around it, and it has the flames with his name on it. And we have these in stock. It's got ABS front and rear. It's a 150cc engine. Very easy scooter to ride around with. It's actually very nice to have it when you go, you know, nearby home. If you want to go and buy a couple of things at the groceries, you can always put it under the seat. Under the seat is there's like a boot, let's call it like that. It's like a hole at the back of the seat where you can actually put your groceries or your helmet when you actually leave the Vespa.
And how much room it has?
It has, I think it's 22 liters. So you can actually put if you have open face helmets, you should be able to squeeze two of them inside. So it's quite convenient if you're going to do these kind of grocery shopping or any type of shopping. I mean, clothing, you know, you can always, it's very iconic. So it's like a fashion scooter, let's call it like that, especially with Justin Bieber's signature. Then on this one here, we've added, it does not come like this from the factory. We've just added on all these crash protection. These are all the crash protections that you put on in matte black. And we've added a little screen. You can get different kind of screens, or you can just leave it without these accessories. It actually looks very beautiful just in white. And at the back, you have a dedicated bag of Justin Bieber that you can add on as an accessory with a little rack. So you can put any sort of item at the back if you need to use it.
Carry it.
Yes.
You can take it with
you.
you.
You can take it with you. Yes, it's made for that. It's got everything inside to attach the other leash on it, so you can actually take it with you. Yes,
that's cool. I feel like even a woman can ride this
very
scooter easy. With even a dress, you know.
Yes,
because you can keep your legs
exactly.
On motorcycle, you can never be on the dress.
Yeah, a lot of people in Italy, they ride Vespas even with suits and dresses, and in winter, summer. Because it's so easy to handle, and it's very, very practical. So it's got a front brake, a rear brake, and an accelerator. That's it. And the petrol tank is obviously under the seat also, and it has a big range. Being a 150cc, it does a top speed of around 110 kilometers per hour. So it's very, very practical and easy to use. And I would recommend everyone to get one if they like thinking of not moving around so much of the area where they're staying. It's a very, very nice, like scooter to have.
Yeah, easy to go around with this. And also I see there is only 6 buttons, so it's very easy. To navigate over here as well.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And on this one, you actually have a screen. It's a TFT screen. On the screen, you can mirror the Vespa app. So you can have actually your maps, the Vespa maps on it. So in case you get lost. So it has that feature. And the front light is not a round light like normally the other Vespa. It's a square light because the square light was an older model of the Vespa. So he kept it a bit more like classic. Very, very limited Justin Bieber Vespa edition.
I see there's a mode button here.
Yes.
It has any different modes? Or?
Yeah, it has a mode. So you just go through the little modes on the screen. It can be like you just change the kilometers or see the partialize the kilometers or go through, you know, the consumption and all that. So it has that button. Then it has a switch off button. It has the indicator button, the light button, and then it's got a button here in the front on the, it's like a compartment from the back that it just opens it up. You just push it and it automatically opens up the compartment at the back.
That's pretty cool.
These are the other range that we have of Vespa, the new GTSs. We get them in all sorts of colors. We just have here the 3 colors of the 3 different range of the GTS. So you get the GTS Super, you get the GTS Super Tech, Super Sport, and you get the Super Tech. The differences are only on the screen. They have a different screen. Obviously, the Super Tech Vespa has a more high-tech screen, so it's full TFT color display. And then you go to the Super Sport. It has the analog mixed with the digital, same as the Super. It has the analog with the digital. All the bikes come with a 300cc engine. It's a very, very powerful 300cc engine for a Vespa scooter. It does 0 to 140. That's the maximum speed in about 6.5 seconds. And it has, they're all keyless. So literally you have the key in your pocket. You can activate it just by going on the button that you find at the bottom of the handlebars, and you can start the bike. Via these keyless block, you can actually also put the ignition on from far away, and you can actually open up the rear seat so you can have the space for your helmets. On top of that, the new GTS range has traction control and ABS. Because it has quite a lot of acceleration. The traction control actually helps you to not be able to spin the rear wheel. Because funny enough, a lot of people think, oh, it's just a scooter, but it actually is a very fast scooter. Super stable, very nice, very easy. It also has a front compartment just below the handlebars. Here? Yes. And that you can open it by pushing a button when you have the ignition on the Vespa. You can actually open it up. You can put in there your phone. It's got a USB charger, so you can actually charge your phone. You can put sunglasses or all sorts of other things in there. It's like a cubby hole of a car. And like I said, the Super Tech has a beautiful layout of the screen. You can mirror your Bluetooth or your phone on it by Bluetooth. Then we have a little joystick here on the left-hand side where you can actually scroll through to all the menus, and you can activate or deactivate the traction control if you need to. However, and then you have another button that actually will also open up the rear seat, like I mentioned before.
What is this?
These are the rear foot stands for a passenger. When you're sitting at the back, you just open them up and close them. It's a very smart way how to do it. And they all come in different colors. We have, at the moment, we have all the range colors. Plus, we just have the Super Sport, just to show you we've fitted on a lot of accessories, just to show the clientele what it looks like. Yes, this is a top box. This you can actually put in 2 helmets in there as well. Plus, you can put all sorts of other things. It's a very big top box, and it's dedicated to the actual Vespa range. So you have a little cushion at the back that helps, the rear passenger not to have his back hitting on the rear plastic. And plus you have the little rack that holds the actual top box, or you can have it even without the top box. Plus you have the screen, the windshield. It's a mid size. You get mid size, smaller or bigger size. And then you can get also some protection for the actual Vespa itself, like we saw on the Justin Bieber.
Yes.
On top of the 300 range, we also have another range of the 150s. They're called the Primavera. It's very similar to the Justin Bieber. Instead of having the square lights, they actually have a round light. So they're all available in our showroom for anyone that would come and like to take a test ride. We also have the demos.
It's very cool. I wish I could have a ride of one of these bikes.
Yeah, you're welcome. We have the whole range of Aprilias and Moto Guzzi for test ride. So you're welcome. You just bring your license and ID. We can fill in the form and off you go. You can take an hour test ride.
I have my driving license ready. When can I take a demo?
We can do it right now. We can do it
Right
right
now.
now. And enjoy your ride.